Bottom line point is the next midterm election has just now become even more important than ever. What this now means is every nomination is now important. Every election is now that much more important. And I tell you again, this is just the beginning, certainly not the end of the gangster regime. Again, if you care to chime in on what you fear Obama will now do using this knockout tactic, you can call the American people on the Savage Nation by dialing 855-400-7282. Now I want to go back to some sound of Democrats in the past on the nuclear option that they enacted today. Here, for example, is the hypocrite Hillary Clinton then in clip 2.
You've got majority rule, and then you've got the Senate over here where people can slow things down, where they can debate, where they have something called filibuster. You know, it seems like it's a little less than efficient. Well, that's right, it is, and deliberately designed to be so.
That was Hillary Clinton when she was pretending to be a moderate Democrat. Where was she today? Well, you didn't hear from her today, did you? Let's go down the list. Go to the next one then, whoever it may be.
Deliberately designed to be so.
This nuclear option is ultimately an example of the arrogance of power.
Rather than utilizing and preserving the natural tension and conflict our Constitution created, some in the Republican Party want to eviscerate and destroy that foundation.
The American people want less partisanship in this town, but everyone in this chamber knows that if the majority chooses to end the filibuster, then the fighting and the bitterness and the gridlock will only get worse.
The filibuster is far from a procedural gimmick. It's part of the fabric of this institution we call the Senate.
The people have made clear they believe the filibuster is an important check and balance to be preserved, not vaporized.
Don't subvert the system. Don't play a cute parliamentary game that's been untouched over 200 years. This is a stunning moment. This is, in fact, one of those times that the founding fathers and countless other statesmen of history have warned us against.
He's got ketchup all over his collar because that's what he said then, but he certainly didn't stand up and say anything today. Oh, I know he's very busy trying to make certain Israel disappears, but he could take time out from eviscerating and atomizing the nation of Israel and say something about this because he's a hypocrite. He's an absolute hypocrite. I don't hate progressives because they're progressives per se. I hate them because they're hypocrites, almost every one of them. I'm going to give you an example. San Francisco is filled with the most fraudulent politicians in the United States of America, maybe the world. They all talk the talk, but behind the scenes, you know what they must be like the crack mayor from Toronto. Here's an article that's going to prove my point. Headline: Jane Ree Mack Young, former SF Politico, ordered to stay away from her kids. Sounds innocent enough, right? That's because they're covering for her. Listen to what she did to her children, according to her husband. And listen to that she's the chairwoman for the San Francisco Community Youth Center. A San Mateo County court has granted a restraining order against Jane Ree Mack Young, the chairwoman for the San Francisco Community Youth Center, following her husband's accusation she abused him and their 2 young children. So, all right, that goes on all the time, but wait, you're not going to believe what you hear. According to court documents, on April 19, 2013, Clifford Young filed a petition for restraining order and sole custody of 2 children, Tanner, 7, and Elle, 19 months, alleging dozens of scenarios in which his wife physically and verbally abused the 3 of them. Okay, you heard that before. Wait a minute. You never heard this, though. This takes child abuse to a new level. Specifically, on March 13, 2012, Mr. Young claims his wife, Jane Ree, quote, threatened to cut off Tanner's hand if he did not complete his Kumon math packet, close quote, according to court documents. Per the documents on March 26, 2012, Tanner again refused to do his Kumon assignment. Mother Jane Ree threatened to pinch Tanner if he did not finish his work. Tanner threw his pencil on the ground and Jane Ree dragged him into the kitchen. Quote, I came into the kitchen and saw Jane Ree holding one of Tanner's wrists in one hand and a butcher knife in the other. Close quote, husband Clifford stated in court records. Did you hear that? The mother was holding one of the child's wrists in one hand and a butcher knife in the other. She's on a Human Rights Commission and a Child Commission. After seeing her husband, the document continues, Jane Ree put the knife down, then slapped Tanner across the face. A month later, she hurled a diaper bag with jars of baby food in it at her husband. He claims it caused swelling and bruising to his head. I think she should be considered as a, let's say, perhaps not the Booker Prize, but perhaps the Presidential Medal of Freedom for next year. Because this